I feel like a lot of people are constantly looking back into the past of TF2 and only into the very near future, or however near they think the next update is. But what if we jumped forwards all the way to 2030? Where do we think TF2 will be at that moment in time, 9 years in the future? Well, let's talk about that. By 2030, TF2 would be 23 years old, which is older than I am right now, which is crazy to put into perspective. Not only that, there's really not that many games that live to be that old and keep a consistent fan base like TF2 has in its 14 years so far. TF2 already has done something so many games wish they can do. There's not many games out there that have a fan base like this after being around for 14 years. Would that have changed though in 9 years? Probably. I think some people would have grown tired of the game depending on what Valve end up doing with it. I personally still feel as though there could be a load of new players coming into the game and maybe even some old faces returning if Valve do right by TF2 after all of this time. Otherwise, TF2 will most likely be left to continue to make whatever money it can for Valve as they try and figure out ways for video games to go to space or something. Whatever comes after VR in the next 9 years, I don't know. If they do just kind of leave it, I feel as though the player numbers will just keep getting lower and lower until it eventually gets to 0. Or, well, maybe 5. I get some comments from people saying they'll never stop playing, so, you know, those 5 will always be in a server together, I guess. Another main thing a lot of people are focusing on right now are the bots. You would think after 9 years, hopefully, Valve would have dealt with the bots. It would make them look so bad if they hadn't fixed it after that amount of time. Really not a good look. So if the bots don't get dealt with and another 9 years does pass, that means the bots have now been in the game for over 10 years. They literally could kill TF2 if they continue for that long. I don't think many real players will stick around having to deal with bots for over a decade. But if Valve fixes them, got rid of them forever, and all of the memories of joining a server full of those bots is just a distant memory, then I feel like the longevity of TF2 goes up infinitely, since we don't have to spend so much time where we're trying to play the game dealing with these bots. Right now, it is exhausting playing TF2, trying to find a casual server without bots. And I don't always want to play in a community server because a lot of those players are a lot better than they are in casual, and I don't want to really have to try hard every time I'm playing the game. I won't mind it a couple of times a week or something like that for streams or whatever, but I don't want to do that every time I'm playing the game. I feel as though the bots are the only real threat to TF2's life. No updates isn't amazing, but nothing is like super broken to a point where it's going to kill the game unless it's fixed. The bots are the only thing I can think of that are like that personally. Like, yeah, Pyro is a little bit annoying, but you can deal with him. Snipers, again, right now are a big issue because a lot of them are being controlled by bots, but I don't think normally they've been too bad, but that might just be me. Other people's experiences, completely different. So if you've had bad times against snipers, I'm very sorry, I just haven't had that same experience. Another thing, would we still be waiting for the heavy update? After 9 years, on top of the almost 4 it's been since Jungle Inferno, I really hope not. How many eras of TF2 YouTubers would have come through making their videos about what they want to see in the next major update? There's probably far too many. And I'm technically still here from like a couple of eras ago, which makes me sound super old, but I started YouTube when I was quite young, alright? You know, I'm not old. I'm 22. That's not bad. I feel as though something would have happened in 9 years. It might not be the heavy update that everyone is waiting for, but there's a chance that in the future, if Valve do decide that they've had enough of TF2, they could do like a final update for the game like they did with Left 4 Dead, which wouldn't be the worst case scenario, but it wouldn't be great. At least we'd get an update and a final send-off to signify the end of this like legend in video games. Alternatively, Valve could have finished enough of their other projects to finally decide that while they discover what they want to work on next, people can work on TF2 again. I hate to say it, but again, probably not super likely, but with Valve, you literally never know. I'll be optimistic that there will still be something great brought to TF2 in the next 9 years. What if Valve just abandoned TF2 forever in favor of like a Team Fortress 3? Who knows what that would look like, and the whole thing brings so many other questions about the future of that game, or what would even happen to TF2 if there was a Team Fortress 3. Maybe we'll save that for another video. I feel like that could go on for quite a while. Do you guys want to see me talk about that? I don't mind. Let me know. I honestly thought this video would be a little bit easier to think of stuff to talk about in, but there's so many ifs, ands, buts, and maybes, all of those kind of words surrounding the future of TF2, which now tells me why I haven't seen a video like this one yet. It just seems like nobody knows what's going to happen to TF2. Will it even still be around in 2030? What if this year is its last year for some reason? Or what if it just blows up out of nowhere, pulls a Minecraft and comes back from the dead? You know, not like this is a dead game, but Minecraft struggled and is now sitting at the top of the YouTube throne. So there's nothing saying that won't happen to TF2, but we just don't know if it will or won't. What do you think is going to happen to TF2 in the next 9 years? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's start a conversation about it in the comments, and yeah, give me some ideas of what you think is going to happen. But regardless of how uncertain the future of TF2 is, I'm still optimistic, and I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave it a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoyed it. I also have a Patreon linked down below in the description, and I stream every day on Twitch. The links to all of that is down below. Check it all out. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.